Mohid Saeed is Programs Officer, Freedom of Expression, Media Foundation for West Africa. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming.
Good morning, Mama.
Yeah. So we're talking about your Conference Plus Awards that's happening on the 28th of October at the Mövenpick Ambassador Hotel. Okay. First of all, why did the Media Foundation for West Africa decided to come up with this award? This is the first time, correct?
Yes, this is the first time.
Okay. So why? I mean, there are other awards. I haven't heard of one for West Africa. But why did you institute this awards?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank Joy TV and Multimedia.
JoyNews.
Sorry, JoyNews and Multimedia.
Sure. For
partnering us in this program and offering us as wide and extensive publicity as you can. As our name indicates, our mandate extends across the sub-region, and so if we are seeking to inspire excellence in journalism and reward journalists who have distinguished themselves, we can only do that across the sub-region.
Sure. And
it is particularly so because we also realize that all over the sub-region we don't have any such initiative that recognizes the sacrifices that journalists are making in order to improve our lives, in order to improve good governance across the sub-region. And besides that, we have been working to promote freedom of expression across the sub-region, and it is in the context of the difficulties that journalists face daily in their duties and the sacrifices that they have made in order to overcome these difficulties that we have decided it is appropriate for us to reward their endurance and their commitment to improving the lives of people in the sub-region through journalism.
Okay. Let's talk about how you selected, because some of my colleagues have been nominated for these awards, but how did you get to this point?
First of all, we put out an advert calling on journalists who believe that they have produced works that have impacted lives within their communities to submit these works for scrutiny. And we had about 400 entries from 12 countries. At the end of the short list, which was done by 3 distinguished journalists, Sophie Lee of Senegal, our own Elizabeth Ohene, and Lanre Idowu of Nigeria. These are people with more than 20 years experience in journalism, and they constituted the jury that selected the entries that are deserving of the awards.
So what kind of entries did you receive?
Actually, we put out 12 categories, but at the end of the day, the jury decided that they had works that merit the award in 6 of the categories. Which means that in the other 6, although we received entries, they thought that the best within those categories was not good enough. So we ended up with 6 categories, and these categories are human rights, investigative journalism, health, anti-corruption, oil and gas, so, and environmental reporting.
Is there anything like an overall winner? Or
yes, we are going to have the category winners, and the best of all the entries that we have is going to be selected, and the author of that work is going to be crowned the West African Journalist of the Year.
So these are the other 6 categories that, even though works were presented, did not meet the expectation of the jury, if you like. Is there anything at all that the Media Foundation for West Africa wants to do going forward so that journalists can begin to master the other 6 Because then it sounds like that's a weakness for us.
Exactly. And one of the pluses of this initiative, I would say, has been the discovery that in such a wide range of sector, we could not get entries that are good enough. So it tells us that there is a long way to go as far as the quality of journalism is concerned in the sub-region.
Yeah.
So going forward, we're going to look at ways of helping to bridge that deficit. Unfortunately, Friday, which is the first day of the twin event, we're going to have a conference, and that conference brings together journalists, media experts, and freedom of expression organizations from across West Africa, for us to be able to deliberate on the situation of journalism, see how we can improve standards, and I think that it is welcome opportunity for us to put that on the agenda and discuss.
Okay, it's good you went there, because I was going to ask, why is there a conference attached to the awards? It's conference/awards, but you've just explained. So
yeah, with the conference, last year we had one.
Okay.
And it is basically for us to be able to assess what we've been able to do in the year gone by. As you know, we are a West African organization. We have national partners, institutions like us in other countries in West Africa that we are working with. So it is important that at the end of every year we meet and each country presents the state of journalism, the state of the media in their country, for us to be able to look at where we need to put the accent as far as helping to improve standards are concerned.
Are you in the position to say which of the countries presented the most entries?
Yes, Nigeria. Nigeria presented the most entries.
Okay, and Ghana?
Ghana should be second, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. But, you know, if you look at it, how well are we doing as a country in terms of Ghana and journalism?
Well, in terms of Ghana and journalism, first of all, the legal environment for journalism is one of the freest, and so we have journalists in Ghana having the freedom to practice without much harassment as compared to some other countries in the sub-region. But in terms of standards, I think that we are not doing far better than the other countries, and I would say that across the sub-region, we have a long way to go as far as...
So there are others in the sub-region who are doing way better than us in terms of standards?
In terms of standards, I would say Nigeria are doing very well in terms of standards.
Okay. To the extent that they are doing better than us?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay.
You know, investment is one area that helps to improve standards. And the Nigerian media, most of the Nigerian media are very powerful media that are able to provide the logistics, are able to provide the training, and so their journalists go out very confident. They are well branded, and that gives them the confidence to perform.
I was just going to ask, when you talk about standards, what is within? I mean, what is the make of standard when we talk about standards in the media?
Basically, we're talking about ethics, and we're also talking about the quality of the production and how relevant it is to the lives of the people that the the work concerns.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, that's what we look out for as far as standards are concerned.
You were monitoring. It wasn't necessarily standards. I think it was language. The
Yes.
Media Foundation for West Africa,
Yeah.
and you were naming and shaming, if you like.
Yes.
Are you still doing the monitoring?
That we do during elections.
Okay, so it was just for a specific
for the
time.
elections, but at the end of the election, we also had a program that was for fast checking, and I'm happy to say that we did that together with Joy FM. So we monitor the media for declarations that are made by politicians and public officers, and then we take the trouble to go and investigate the veracity of those claims and come out with a publication showing whether it was true, partially true, or false. And we believe that it helps to put people on their toes.
Yeah.
They look over their shoulders when they are making claims, knowing that people are discerning and they're going to dig into whatever they've said.
Let's look at what's going to happen on Saturday at Mervyn Peak. Is it, first of all, is the program open for all to participate?
No, we have a limited capacity in terms of the hall. It's for 200.
For 200, okay.
It's for 200, and for logistic reasons, we cannot go beyond the 200, and so it is strictly by invitation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not like people can come and buy tickets
No,
anywhere.
we are not.
Strictly by
We are not
invitation.
selling tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mervyn Peak Saturday 200. Some 6 or 7 journalists are going to be awarded, on that day. But what are some of the other side things that you want us to be aware of?
Well, what I would like to add is that we're going to have the Minister of Information of the Gambia as a special guest.
That's interesting.
And we chose the Gambia because of their recent peculiar history as far as the media is concerned.
I thought you were going to talk about that familiar history with Professor Kakari and the country, but that's fine. Okay, sure.
Yeah, so we have the Honorable Ali Demba Jau as a special guest, and our finalists are also going to participate in the conference that will precede the awards.
That's on Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a network under our Journalism for Change project, and they are going to be inducted into that network. We have journalists from across West Africa who we are helping and mentoring and giving opportunities for capacity building.
Okay.
And so the finalists are going to be inducted into that network, and is going to help them as far as networking is concerned, as far as opportunities to attend programs and build their capacity is concerned.
There's an SDG category as well, is
yes,
there?
the SDG is restricted to Ghanaian journalists. Yeah, so we're going to reward 4 Ghanaian journalists who have distinguished themselves in SDG reporting.
Oh, okay. All right. Is it, I mean, what specifically are you looking at? Are you looking at a story that has made impacts, or how well it was presented?
Well, we look both at the aesthetics and also the substance. So it is how well it is presented, but more particularly how impactful it is on the lives of the people that it concerns.
Are we going to be seeing this as an annual event going forward, the conference/awards?
Yes, it's going to be an annual event, and in the coming years, it will be rotating across the sub-region.
Okay. Yes. I love money. Does it come with money?
Yes, it does.
Because Albert Sorry has been nominated. Eko, help me with our colleagues who've been nominated. Justice Beidou has been nominated as Kwame.
Kwame Boateng.
And Manasseh Azuri. So is it going to come with money?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that I know who to go to. All right. So you've got some great partners also joining in the awards, and it's good to see. When I saw the advert and I realized the sponsors, I was like, okay, wow, this is good. It means that this is sustainable.
Yeah.
Okay. So finally, I'm sure you want to acknowledge a few of them.
Yes, we have MTN on board, then the bulk oil storage company, bulk oil distribution company. Then also we have Talo Ghana also on board. And we would like to say a big thank you to them for having confidence in us and for showing a passion for the promotion and development of journalism in West Africa. And of course, our media partners, Multimedia, The Finder, Daily Guide.
There's Class FM.
Class FM.
You pay me.
Yeah. And Business and Financial Times, okay, and Business Day. So,
so, you know, this one is just for me. It's for me and Roland Walker. There are other people who don't get the opportunity to do the, you know, the daily investigative reporting. There are people who have to sit in chairs and do interviews like these. Will there ever be categories like that in the future?
Well, when you sit like this, you discuss topics.
Yes.
And so, if you think that on a particular day, the topic you discussed was very important,
you found that,
and the way you handled it was very professional, you can submit that.
Okay, all right, I hear you. Thank you very much for your time. We wish you well with this conference and award ceremony. But if somebody has been watching, they want to be there, is it too late for people to request to get an invitation, or you're full?
Well, Shakespeare said, when beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes. Just to say that we are equal, but some are more equal than others. It depends on from where it is coming, because we will certainly reserve a few for...
So how do people get in touch with you then? They go to your website, or you want to give a phone number?
Yeah, they can call 0302 242470.
0302
242470.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. We wish you well with this conference/awards. May all my colleagues who've been nominated win the awards. Albert Sorry, Justice Beidou, Seth Kwame Boateng, Manasseh Azuri Awene.
Well, so we have these T-shirts.
Okay.
For you. And
thank you very much, Media Foundation for West Africa.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
That's the T-shirt I'm wearing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to wear it and host the show with it on Friday to remind people that the program is coming on. Thank you very much.
So that is that.
Thank you very much for being here.